What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be going over an interview between Entertainment Weekly and Eric Wallace about the future of The Flash Season 7, and we have got a lot of information to break down. But before we get started, make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment down below any other video ideas for me. So after everything that happened with Nash Wells in episode 1, some people were questioning how Tom Cavanaugh could actually stay on the show, and thankfully this was a question asked to Eric Wallace, and Eric Wallace responded with, Tom Cavanaugh is still a part of the show. I would just say that we've already seen there's infinite number of Welleses. Just because they're all dead doesn't mean that should change, and Tom Cavanaugh has more to do in Season 7, much more to do. Now, something else that Tom Cavanaugh could potentially do this season is obviously play the Reverse Flash. So does this mean that there's going to be some type of Reverse Flash storyline if Eric Wallace is referring to him playing Reverse Flash this season? There could be some type of season-long storyline that happens after Eva's gone. That's just a theory that I've had, but I could definitely see that happening. I think it's possible. So the next interesting thing that I wanted to go over is in regards to the artificial speed force. So basically Entertainment Weekly asks, is the artificial speed force like trustworthy? And Eric Wallace responds with, having an artificial speed force is only a short-term solution. At some point they're going to have to deal with what it means to not have a real speed force around anymore because the speed force is dead. Creating an artificial speed force isn't always the best solution in the long run. It's a temporary measure. Now, what I kind of thought at first when I was reading this was that maybe like all the other speedsters across the multiverse are going to be confused as to why they don't have their speed, because they don't know what happened to the speed force. They have no idea. Some of them might not even know that the speed force exists, so that might pop up some other storylines right there, with other speedsters finding out that they don't have speed. This could also be another way to introduce some other cool comic book speedsters, maybe like Max Mercury or Johnny Quick. Something like that could happen. I could see maybe Bart Allen. Bart Allen should definitely appear somehow, so this is a really long shot, but this could be how they introduce some of these new characters. So then Eric Wallace is basically asked about what villains might we have after Eva. So he says, after we wrap up the Eva McCulloch story, the big bad of the first half of Season 7 is a direct result of the events of the graphic novel number 2. That big bad couldn't exist without what Team Flash does at the end of the Eva McCulloch story and what Eva McCulloch does. It's a direct relation, and it's the same thing going from 3 into 4. So guys, what he's basically saying here is what he just revealed, that we're going to probably have like 3 or 4 main villains this season. That's kind of crazy for having only about 18 episodes. So then he talks more about the main villains, saying they're very serialized and organic, even though there are some metas of the week along the way, including one that is going to bring up particularly a blast from the past in graphic novel number 3. I'm particularly excited to bring back a big bad from the first 3 seasons of The Flash, and I hope the fans enjoy that person's return as much as I did, because it's just going to be awesome. Now, I'm actually going to assume that he's not talking about Zoom here. He's going to actually be talking about either Reverse Flash or Savitar, because we did see some set photos from a place called Masonville. The only person that ever mentioned Masonville was Savitar, so it's very likely that Savitar could somehow be returning. Maybe that's, as I said before in yesterday's video, I believe it could be because of Abracadabra that Savitar returns, because we know Abracadabra is going to return in episode 4, but it could also be a Reverse Flash. But I definitely think it's not Zoom because of the next question that is asked. So then Entertainment Weekly simply asks, is it Zoom? And Eric Wallace unfortunately responds with no, but then he says, everybody loves Savitar, but I love me some Zoom, and I love me some Season 2. I'm determined at some point to bring Zoom back, even if it's only for a few episodes. I just haven't figured out how yet, but I will do it. Give me time. So yeah, guys, that is crazy. Zoom returning, I think that would be awesome. As to how Zoom could return, though, maybe they say that it's a crisis change again. Like, that's what they usually do. Something changes, they usually just say it's because of crisis. So maybe Zoom is still alive out there somewhere because of crisis. That could be how they could bring him back. So then Entertainment Weekly basically asks Eric Wallace, will any future main villains like have a personal grudge against the Flash? And he says, I'd say yes and no. Mainly yes, because both of the big bads for graphic novel number 3 and 4, we've got some new characters, right? I don't think it's any spoiler to say, at some point this season we might just meet the real Godspeed, but the way he fits into Barry's life I think is going to come in a more unexpected way. As far as the other big bads for the season, let's just say we'll continue to introduce major big bads that has not been seen in previous seasons. I think we can accurately say that. As far as their connection and to why they come into conflict with the Flash, there just might be a secret connection in Barry's past that he is unaware of. So yeah, guys, it looks like we're actually going to be getting somewhat of a Godspeed storyline this season. I am so excited for that. That's going to be awesome to see, assuming it's done well, obviously. But I really hope they actually cast someone to play Godspeed. Maybe they cast someone to actually play the August Heart, so then he can, like, you know, I don't know, maybe they'll try and do some type of comic book-like storyline. But yeah, it's going to be awesome to see how exactly this is going to work. But yeah, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as what else you think might happen in the future of Season 7. This was crazy. Zoom returning, an entire Godspeed storyline. I'm looking forward to this season. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.